Hi everybody, my name is Eric Schreiber. This is my wife Alexis. So this is for week 4 discussion, KHS 7550 qualitative research methods. So today we're going to interview Lexi or Alexis about her exercise habits. I'm going to ask some of the suggested questions that the prompt had for our discussion post, and then I'm going to follow up some things on my own. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. How do you define being physically fit? So if I said, I'm physically fit or you're physically fit, what does that mean to you?
Physically fit to me means being able to keep up with our kids easily and without being overly exhausted, being able to do day-to-day activities with fairly easily, not being winded or saying I can't do something because I can't lift it or I'm not strong enough or I don't have the endurance to get through every day.
Are there specific things that you can think of that our kids do on a regular basis that you can say that either you can't do or maybe that you couldn't do 6 months ago?
Well, I wouldn't say those things I couldn't do 6 months ago, but there were symptoms I was having that I don't have now that I exercise regularly. Like for example, after Emily was born, I had a lot of inflammation in my joints. I ached. I was sore, my hips, my knees, and I don't feel like I was terribly out of shape. I wasn't terribly overweight at that time, but I just ached. Like my body just hurt.
Ached.
Okay. Yeah, like I just felt inflamed is the only word I can really think of. And now that I exercise regularly, I lift heavy, and I don't ache like that.
Okay. So then, I guess this is sort of an easier follow-up question. What motivates you to be physically fit? In the context in which you defined it.
Well, my kids and you motivate me to be physically fit. Our community, our business motivates me to be physically fit and active.
Okay.
Being a gym owner, being in that community, setting that example for our members and our community base. But like I told you just the other day, I'm in my grandma era. Like I'm in my grandma prep era, right? We
She's 46. She's not even 46.
But we had kids late, and so I'm an older mom. You know, Emily's 6, so like I have to take
Our
care
oldest
of.
child is 10.
I have to take care of myself so that I can be around.
I agree
for
with you.
grandbabies.
I agree with you, but can we please wait for that?
Yeah, I'm not trying to rush it.
Okay. So
Can't wait too long though.
Is that the only thing? Is that the only reason? I mean, is there anything that's more intrinsic for you outside of the kids and my motivation in the community? Like, are there things for you specifically that motivate you to want to be fit or more fit?
I feel better.
In what way?
I have more energy. I sleep better. I don't ache. Like I will be sore after a great workout, but it's a good feeling. I don't ache. I don't get out of bed creaking and back's hurting and my knees so I feel good overall. From like vanity is not the right word. From like an aesthetic standpoint. I've come to the terms with the fact that as a woman, I don't think we're ever fully happy with how we look. And I've had 3 kids and I am older. So like, do I want to take care of myself, but my days of looking like I belong on, a Vogue, cover are long gone.
So, but I feel like what I'm hearing is that you just sort of surrendered to the fact that you don't think that you can get there, but it's not that you wouldn't want to.
I don't think I have the dedication that it would take to get there.
Okay.
I still like my kids' leftover mac and cheese.
Fair enough.
I want to have a muffin on a Saturday morning, like.
So that would lead me into the question of barriers, right? That's sort of a self-limiting barrier. What barriers make it difficult for you to exercise right now? And you can say whatever you want to say. Like mom, kids, me, work, the whole nine.
Well, so I feel very fortunate in the fact that we do own a gym, and so I have access to
Access.
a facility that a lot of people don't. So I feel very blessed in that manner. So I have access to the facility, and as from a barrier standpoint, I really try to not have barriers up anymore. It didn't used to be that way. You remember when I first started training, if the kids were sick, oh, can't train today, kids are
Sure.
sick, you know. And now I do everything I can to not miss a session.
If the kids are sick, I'm on deck.
That's right. Now I do everything I can to not miss a session, because I don't, it's harder to get back into it. If I miss a session, I don't feel guilty, but I miss it. You know,
Okay,
there's a part of me that's like, damn man, I really didn't want to miss that session.
that's interesting.
But that took a mind shift, and that took like a 2-year mind shift. Like that wasn't immediate.
Are you reading my questions?
No. But I do know
How
you.
has your relationship changed?
I
with
do know you
exercise?
well. I know him very well. So yeah, but no, it
So you don't feel like you have any barriers to exercise right
I feel like I'm very blessed. We have a lot of support at home. I have your support. So like, I feel like some people might not have spousal support or significant other support.
Sure.
I know we've had a lot of people come in and they say, well, I got to talk it over with my husband.
now? Yeah, some of my questions here.
You know, and so I know when it comes to you, if I say, hey, I can't work out today, for whatever reason, mama's helper called out sick, you would come home and you'd be like, nope, go.
Yeah,
Because you value exercise, and
sure. Yeah.
so I feel like I have that support. I have access, and I do have a lot of support at home. You know, it's not 100%, but
So let's try to look at it from a perspective. What if we didn't own a gym?
well, I mean, there's a financial barrier for a lot of people, especially in today's climate. Is it necessary? And we've had this conversation before. Is it necessary? Where do your priorities lie? Some people may not.
But would you prioritize your health? See, because you're coming from a very different background.
Yeah.
Would you prioritize? Do you believe that you would prioritize your health?
Yes, I do, because I worked out before you and I. I mean, I've always been in gyms, and
Sure. Yeah.
maybe more for aesthetically reasons, but yeah.
Things change. So you kind of touched on this a little bit, but how has your relationship with exercise changed over time?
Drastically.
Elaborate.
Well, like I said, before, exercise was something that I did when I had time, right? So like, I exercised when I had the time. I exercised when it was convenient for me. Now, and it took like 2 solid years to change this mindset. Now I make it a priority. I schedule.
You make the time.
I do. I make the time. I schedule things around it, and if I can't get around scheduling, like a doctor's appointment, I can only get it during that time. Then I really try to make up that session. Whereas before I would have been like, oh well, I can't train, I have a doctor's appointment.
Do you enjoy exercise?
I do.
Okay. Why do you enjoy exercise?
I enjoy, you mean like what motivates me, or like?
Why do you enjoy exercise now?
Well, one, I really like working with my trainers.
Okay.
They hold me accountable. They make it's varied and it's fun. It's social, and they push me. So I've learned that I would never push myself the way that my trainers do, and it really helps you see your potential when someone else really pushes you past your comfort zone, and that's an exciting thing when I'm doing like what do they call them, honey? Like when I'm under the bar and I'm doing pull-ups.
Like an inverted row?
Yeah. Like
Like a
I couldn't do
supernatural
12 of those in a row even a year ago.
Right.
And now I can knock them out, and I can do 3 sets of them. And something small like that, I wouldn't have pushed myself to do that if I was working out on my own.
So when you did work out on your own, did you have as much fun?
No, I would put headphones on and stamp a "fuck you" on my forehead. Sorry, I lied. colorful words. And I was not approachable. Like working out was not fun. I used to do like the 2-hour workouts like every day, and I would just grind,
Right.
you know, and like that, it was almost like a chore, but you had to get it done.
So do you think that if you weren't training with a trainer that you would be as consistent as you are?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But you would still prioritize, you would still want to exercise, you just don't think you would, or?
I wouldn't make it a priority. Like I would, it would probably still be a when I had the time thing.
And you think that the trainer is the primary reason behind it?
Yeah, somebody holds me accountable.
Okay. So again, talk a little bit more about the social support, right, in the community that play into, you know, your activities and habits. You kind of already discussed that, but like the community in the gym, the community between you and your trainer, or the relationship and rapport, how much of a role does that play into your continued exercise adherence?
It plays a huge role. Without someone holding, you know, expecting me to show up that day, I don't know if I would show up that day. I don't know if I would show up and put the amount of work in that I put in with them on that day. And as for like the community, well, it's great when you see other, like, okay, for me, if I see somebody else in the gym like grinding and like, I don't want to say struggling, but like I can feel like we're on the same wavelength. Like we're on the struggle bus. That was a really tough like round. I can look at them and be like, I feel you. And we'll have like that moment together, that support. And it could just be like a 10-second like look at each other like, oh man, that was tough. But like it motivates you and lets you know that like it's still fun and that you're not alone. To me, that's it keeps me coming back in. Like it's fun.
So for people who may not have as good of access, who maybe don't have the affordability for a trainer like you do, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a trainer.
What sort of advice could you give someone to help them continue exercise on a more regular basis? Like, what do you think is the primary thing that somebody needs to, like, if they're looking at gyms or they're looking at facilities, like, for you, what's the biggest piece of advice that you could give someone so that they would stay consistent?
I would say keep going until you find a place that you feel comfortable and welcomed. I've worked out in places that I didn't really want to go to.
So would you tie that into social support and community?
Yeah, I would. Even if you're working out on your own, it feels good when you walk into a place that's and whatever that might be. It might be you're greeted at the door. It might be bright, open, and airy and sunny. Or maybe you're the kind of person that you like more of that like darker kind of dungeon-esque kind of vibe, but like that suits you. Just go someplace that you feel comfortable and welcomed. I know a lot of people, for example, older people that love CrossFit. A lot of boxes are super welcoming to people of all ages and big on community. And it might look intimidating, but man, the people are what make it what it is.
So I mean, the trend would be community.
To me, that would be community and like the vibe of the place. Yeah.
Okay. I think those are all the questions that I had. Yeah, so thank you. This is Alexis Schreiber. I'm Eric Schreiber, her doting husband. I conned her into doing this interview with me. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
We'll see what kind of trends we can find.
Bye.